How's it going, folks? Welcome back to the channel. I'm Muse. This is another Star Wars Genesis Holocron, and today we're going to join the Empire. We're going to go over all of the currently that I can find Imperial outfits, kind of where to find them. Mostly you're going to be defeating enemies. That's kind of where you get a lot of the gear in this game. But before we jump in, make sure you force push those like and subscribe buttons and leave a comment with what your favorite Imperial outfit is down in the comments below. Let's jump in. Alright, we have a lot to go over. We're going to start with all of the Imperial uniforms, all of which you can find on Vardos in the Janata system in Castro City. That one I always forget how to say, but it is kind of a work in progress mod Imperial outpost. You can find all of these uniforms there in the shop. So without further ado, let's get started with our Imperial crew uniform. It's basic. If you want to start your journey as an Imperial, you can just grab this. This is what you're going to be wearing while you are, in breathable areas. So any of these uniforms you can do. They don't really have too much going on for them, just a little bit of resistance. And then the uniform gives you +5 reload speed. Next, if you go in, again, this is all kind of a little roleplay, but you can also have an Imperial officer uniform. You can see that kind of in the badge right there. I don't know all of what the badges mean. I'm guessing that this means officer. But you can also grab that and then make your way up to a governor. You also can have a couple different hats. Right now we have the Imperial cap, which is on the top there. And then you can also change to an officer cap, which I don't know if it's too much different. I think it's actually a little bit lighter. It looks kind of a little bit more for like the ISB, which you can also get. So starting with the ISB crew, maybe not to ISB, but you got the hat. You get the white, you can do that. You also have the lieutenant, as well as the ISB commander uniform. So you can't have all the whites. This is the one that I rock, as well as you can do the Rokov's officer hat as well. It's a little ridiculous on top, but if you want to have something a little bit more regal going on there as you are running through your Imperial bases, letting everybody know who's in charge, you can have a sweet little hat as well. Nothing too crazy. Those are all kind of the Imperial officer uniforms. Underneath, you can also grab your ATST pilot fatigue. So if you want to run around as an ATST pilot, you get a pretty sweet helmet. What is it, General Veers? Is that the one in Hoth that attacked the rebel base, got the shield generator down? You do one of those, as well as your regular Navy fatigues as well. So this is what you wear if you're like a TIE pilot, which will actually get us into our first armor set for your TIE pilot stuff. So this is going to be not the best armor. This is actually the one that you get very first when doing the Imperial quest line. After you kind of become an Imperial, you get your TIE fighter, your first ship. Super easy, very early game. All you have to do is start that quest line to get this. Not the strongest whatsoever, probably decent, more decent if you want to mostly do like ship stuff, if you want to really RP there. And there's actually 2 helmets. There's also this one, which I believe is like an ace pilot commander TIE fighter as well. Has a little bit better resistances, but not too much. You can always change these in the console commands if you do want to actually rock these. But who is actually rocking a TIE fighter pilot? I mean, if you want to, just let me know in the comments if you're trying to rock a TIE fighter pilot. Now, pretty much the rest of these are going to be off of enemies. The best way to get loot in Starfield and Star Wars Genesis is to fight enemies. So any Imperial mining bases, anytime you see Stormtroopers just release havoc, you're going to get some armor from them, and you'll probably pick up some really good armor. So there's not the craziest amount of Stormtrooper armor. Some of it's really going to be on like the Purge Trooper side of things, maybe some of the commandos, but there's a decent amount of kind of Stormtrooper-esque Imperial kind of infantry armor as well. Starting with our base Stormtrooper armor, you're getting 40% damage reduction. Again, not great, but this is your base infantry Stormtrooper. There are a few helmets as well in just kind of different patterns that of cleanliness, if you will. So just little dirtiness levels. This one seems to be a little bit of the cleanest, but you do have the a little bit of grime on that Stormtrooper outfit. They did a great job with the detail in these for sure. And your Stormtrooper backpack, you can also run no backpack if you don't want to do that. But I mean, Starfield, you want to have a jetpack of some kind to get around. Next is our Stormtrooper Sergeant armor, a little bit stronger. You'll be seeing this in A New Hope. All the Stormtroopers that were hanging out on Tatooine there, giving a lot of questions. A little bit stronger. Again, you're going to find these off of different enemies. Not too strong, but looks super cool. Again, you can always add console commands if you do want to rock this. I like the kind of tabard on the bottom. I'm just a sucker for that. Makes it look cool. Protect yourself from your jetpack as well. Then we have our helmet here. There's two different versions. I actually don't know what the real difference is between the two. I don't think there really is one. Yeah, it just gave me two options here, so they are the same. And this is your next level up. You're starting to kind of look like you're in the 151 with your Stormtrooper commando, just as strong as the Sergeant armor, but now you get the little blue streaks as well. I do like the callback to the 151st. And then one step above that is your Lieutenant armor, again with the tabard, but in blue this time. Again, still not the strongest. You probably want to add some plates to this if you do want to rock it, but you do get it in the blue, which is super nice. Next, you got Crosshair. I mean, I figured he works for the Empire a little bit. It's a cool little armor set that you can get here. The backpack is different. I just like this one a little bit more for him. You find him in the bottom of Geonosis in a bar. You're gonna have to kill him to get him, but then he just looks like he's drunk, passed out on the table. So you can get this. It's decently solid at about 70%. Armor reduction, super easy to find, super cool, super easy to get. So if you do like the Bad Batch, this is a sweet armor for you to get. And then you can also add all the other things on top from the cosmetics vendor. And then this is actually my favorite set that you can get in base Genesis is the Night Trooper armor. I do really like it a lot. It's from Thrawn when he was on the XS or out in the other galaxy far, far away with all of his Night Troopers that are just husks with souls in them, little Night Sister magic. There is another mod, which you can find on Nexus as well as official Bethesda, with the Captain Enoch armor. I do really like this armor a lot. Captain Enoch's kind of a G, honestly, so you can get this. It is a separate mod, but I really just want to add that in because I do really like this base down here. I've been using that with my Revan mask and my Pariah backpack. So I do really like this armor if you do want that mod. Watch my video how to add more mods to Starfield, but I'll keep a link to this one as well in the Nexus, or you can find it on Bethesda. The official one, just type in Captain Enoch and you will find this sweet armor. Next up, we do have a little bit of a selection of different troopers. So you have your Medic Trooper here. This one's kind of cool because it does have the automated Bacta that releases Bacta spray within armor when hit and health is below 25%. Happens once every 30 seconds. So that's kind of cool, very medic-wise. Definitely super sweet for if you are doing like a little armory. I really like the colors on this one. My favorite troopers, actually the shore troopers, the ones that you see in, in Rogue One. Those ones are super cool. I really like this armor set. It's nice. It's panel lined. It's a little dirty. The shore troopers definitely do some work. Then we also have the Shore Trooper Squad Leader, which adds the blue, lots of really cool colors. You can find these guys kind of strewn about. They're really actually hard to find. I think I also bought this one on Geonosis, I did find. You can find that there in the Imperial kind of a shop. There's only one shop on Geonosis, so you can find this there as well. But I did go through and murder a few just because I knew where this armor was. Super cool, great color palette. I like it a lot. Also in green, you have your Medic Trooper. Not really great with the stats. I'm going to take the backpack off. This is one you don't want to put a backpack on. It's got a cool cape. Super cool there. Again, great colors. Love what they did there with all the textures and everything. Lots of detail in the shoulder pauldrons as well. Little red here Super cool. Really like this one a lot. I really just like all of the kind of Stormtrooper different variations they've got in the game right now. Really like them a lot. And then you got your helmet. It's obviously very different than a regular Stormtrooper. But this guy's going through the mud. The Ghost Trooper armor is honestly very, very rare. This might have the best stats for a trooper, but I found this in the black market. That is where I found this one. It's usually there pretty regularly, so not too hard to find. Super cool, and 75% damage resistance, which is pretty solid and looks super cool. Plus, you can get all the other additions and everything as well. I like white. I really like white. White makes me happy. And I love all the panel lines that they did. White is my favorite color, in case you were wondering. Guess what? You can also get everything in black with your Shadow Troopers. They do have a full black version as well for the Stormtroopers, as you know, they're Shadow Troopers. Only 50% damage reduction. You will need some other stats to go on top, but is a really cool base for if you want to start doing some Sith things, you know, ISB things, which you can rock just some ISB armor right there. You know, it's kind of got like the whole base. It's got the base underneath with just a chest plate added on top. Kind of funny. Not too much armor, but you can do that as well. Pretty much wearing like a bulletproof vest with some ISB, just regular clothes underneath. Next up, we have our Purge Troopers that you will kind of see in mostly, I believe, the Survivor games, the Jedi games that just came out with Cal Kestis. You'll see these guys a lot. And the funny thing is, you actually get the Dark Trooper. You get the Dark Trooper. That's not Jedi. That is Mandalorian. From Sith enemies. So that is a little bit different. You're going to get all of these from Sith enemies. There are a few different versions of the starting Dark Trooper armor, which has actually pretty good stats at 80% reduction. You also get one with a cape as well for the Phase 1, and then have your jetpack over top as well. It's pretty much the same armor rating, but you know, you get one with a cape. And then you also can get a short cape as well. This one also has a lightsaber resistance. Not popping up to the right there, but it does have that lightsaber resistance as well. And then we're going to skip all the way to the Phase 4 armor, which is your super Moff Gideon armor. You get the spikes that Moff Gideon has. And then you also get this version with a cape as well. So if you want to run that cape, this is kind of the boss version of that with the 80% resistance. Super shiny, looks super cool with some of the other things you could get in the cosmetics. And then this is the Imperial Agent Covert armor. It is actually an epic piece. It gives you 15% more effectiveness in stealth and increases your damage to scan targets, which is kind of cool. You get this in the middle of the Imperial questline. Right before you kind of defeat a bunch of rat ghouls. So it's right after the Night Sister stuff. You're going to go and do all of that. But this is another free set you get for doing the Imperial quest line. Super easy to get. 700 energy resistance, plasma, all that. So you get 70% damage reduction, which is cool. And if you are stealthy, this is also really dope. These are the ones that I saw in the Survivor series, the Purge Troopers, the ones that are kind of going after Cal. Decent, but you do also get the lightsaber resistance for the energy damage, which is what everything does. So that is super nice. So you're actually sitting at about 75% damage reduction for that. Again, coming off of those enemies, again, Sith enemies as well. So all the Sith do have these kind of nicer trooper outfits. So you will need to defeat Sith enemies and bases in order to get some of this. So the Imperial Commando armor you get in a secret base, which is also where you get that last stealth armor as well. We kind of snuck it in there, but it is on the Rakul planet. When you land, you got to go over to a shipping container. Kind of touched on that in some of the best and my favorite armors in the game. So this is one of those, and then you can also get the red version as well. Pretty strong, actually, at the 80% damage reduction. Looks pretty cool. I like the jetpack. I like the red. So you can get this one. You can also get the baton that goes with it from the guards. And it is also a pretty cool base that you can land at. So make sure you check that out. Don't miss it. These are pretty good armors and ones that you can get pretty, honestly, early in your playthrough. And here's the full Imperial Ground Crew armor. There's so many. I missed it. Maybe we cut it out from the first one. But it is not strong whatsoever. You really don't want to be running around in this. But again, you can use console commands if this is one that you really enjoy and want to use. The Royal Guard armor looks super cool. There's also a black version that you can console command in. It's not the strongest, but it's definitely the coolest looking for sure. This Imperial Guard is just awesome. I really love what they did with this. The helmet's very reminiscent of Revan looking. If you do want some Revan armor, that is another mod that you can get. I really like that as well. CC it up so that it works for you. But you get this. It's in the Imperial Center. You said there's only like 4 guards that I've ever seen in the game. You got to go upstairs to like the big office. You'll see them when you do that part of the Imperial quest line. A lot of these you can see in the Imperial quest line. And there's some bodies that are also just kind of strewn about that you can also find armor in during that quest line as well. Or if you're doing the Rebel quest line, you'll be killing a few Imperial folks. I wasn't sure if I wanted to put this stuff in the Imperial side. I mean, they are part of the Sith Empire from kind of the Old Republic era. But I do want to add these. You can get the sweet Sith armor that you see in KOTOR. It is in red as well as black. So if that is something you are into, you can get that old school looking Sith armor. And there's also a heavy version. There's also this heavy version here, which is kind of cool, like the heavy Beskar armor that we saw from that. The plasma is 70% damage reduction, which is decent for you. You can also add a few other things from the cosmetics to make it look a little bit cooler, but it comes in black and red as well. Right there with the red. Looks pretty dope. I enjoy it. And the real reason I wanted to add these is because we're also doing the Sith Elite, which is your Inquisitor armor. So like I said, you're going to have to defeat some actual Sith enemies as well throughout the galaxy to get some more of this. 650 reduction, so that's 65% there. But you do get some pretty cool Inquisitor armor. There's a couple sets that you get from the Sith. This one's more of that KOTOR version. The first one's more of the Inquisitor, but you do get some pretty cool Sith armor there. And then the Stolen Range Trooper armor, you can find this kind of randomly. It's kind of weird. It's a thick, bulky set. It goes with the Ghost Trooper helmet. You'll see a NPC on that same mission. So in that mission where you go and fight all the rat ghouls, you'll see a lot of this armor. You can pick up some things from the shop there. There's a little armory there as well. So that is pretty cool there. This is kind of the last set, and that is all of the armor sets that I have found so far for the Imperial faction in Star Wars Genesis. And that's it. I hope that you may have found one that you hadn't seen before. Maybe get inspired to make a new kind of Imperial outfit of your own. So, until next time, may the Force be with you.